How's everyone doing today? Hopefully I won't disturb the people here. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I think they should be fine. This place is lovely. So I'm going to start this live stream off with a great conversation that I had today with a gentleman who came around to my house and he checked the gas meter, and it will kind of set the tone and the pace for the rest of this live stream. I'll get questions if there's any questions. I'll do my best to answer. And I'm gonna follow my heart and keep going. I'm not gonna plan these streams because the best stuff comes out when you're not planning it, and that's a big part of the talk today, pretty much all of it, which is how to be authentic when you talk to people. And that was that's what me and the gentleman that came to my apartment today to check my gas meter did. And if people could have saw the conversation we had, that would have gone viral. That was a podcast conversation. It was just brilliant. It was so honest. I learned so much. It was just amazing. It's amazing the conversations that you can have with people that you might never meet in your life again. They might be strangers, but you have such an honest conversation. You've without sounding cheesy, and I am a little bit cheesy because I am from the 80s generation. I don't eat cheese though, because cheese always makes me nauseous, nothing against it. But when you have a conversation like that with another human being, it's like you know the person, you share your hearts. And I think that's something to be grateful for, as I know that's something to be grateful for. So that happened. Also, so many things that we covered, so many great questions that he asked me and I asked him, and it was lovely because, well, I just done a post on my Instagram and a lot of people appreciate this, and this is my way of sharing my story and inspiring men and women to live their dreams, especially those that have got this severe anxiety disorder, and we'll get to that in a second. So listen to this, yeah? It wasn't that long ago. I sound like I'm telling war stories now. I'm laughing. I know what people are thinking. He's an old git. Maybe I'm an old git, but I'm still young in my heart and spirit. So it wasn't that long ago that I couldn't speak to people. I was terrified of people. I didn't trust people. I didn't trust myself. It wasn't that I wasn't a good person. I had a good heart, but I was frightened of people seeing me nervous because I couldn't really speak open-heartedly and honestly without panicking and getting nervous, and that was because of my trauma, because I got bullied growing up and I felt ashamed, and I was so frightened of people seeing me nervous, which has been such a blessing to reflect on that, work through that, and realize that it doesn't matter if I get nervous in any situation. It's all about how I feel. And as long as I know that I'm treating people well and I'm kind and I'm myself and respectful, we have a great time and I'm not overthinking, that's all that matters. And that's what matters a lot to my clients, because we all get nervous, we all get anxious, and it's not because we're bad, it's not because we're sinners or we're terrible people, it's because we're human and we've got feelings. So the moral of the story is I'm grateful that I was able to have a brilliant conversation with a gentleman who come to fit my check on the gas meter, because back in the day, all I would have said was, all right, mate, oh, you here? It's there. I would have been kind. I've always been brought up well, but I would have closed down because I would have been worried that I might upset him. I might make him uncomfortable. He might think I'm weird, or the people coming around might think I'm weird. I might get anxious. I might get awkward. They're going to see it. They're going to judge me. They're going to know that I've got all these anxieties. And it's but I can forgive myself and say that's beautiful. That's part of learning, and that's what I had to go through and grow through to help other people. So make sure the questions are working. Where are we going now? I don't know. Let me know if there's any. I don't know if the chat's working here. So anyway, I just hope. Can one of you comment so I know that this stream's working, because it's not a great feeling when I'm speaking, enjoying it, and I want to help people, and I don't know if your questions are coming. I don't want people to think that I'm ignoring them, which I'm not. So funny enough lately, which has been a blessing, I don't plan it. Every time someone comes up like to do my electric, or the last gentleman, they come to do the shower, don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is. Actually, it's not true. Another fear to face. Because I've gone through the mental health breakdown in 2017, I'm a lot more open-hearted with people. I'm a lot more trusting and kinder, and I give more, which is a good thing. And there's just a different energy where people just open up. We start talking, and I love that. That's my dream growing up. I never enjoyed small talk. It was made me feel depressed. Never felt honest. So when people are coming up, I get into conversations and I get to find out, you know, who they are, what their, you know, their stories and stuff like that, rather than just saying, yeah, you know, fix the shower's there, would you like a cup? There's nothing wrong with that. But so I've had these deep conversations, and you know, we spoke about everything. We spoke about relationships, we spoke about mental health, we spoke about God, we spoke about not believing in God, believing in God, perspective, struggles. And what impressed me a lot about the gentleman was he gave me space to speak. He didn't try and control me, which is what a lot of people do, and I forgive it. And I did it myself. And he genuinely was interested. And he asked me, I love it, he said to me, what's your story? Because he could sense it. I said, well, my story is, I had a mental health breakdown, and I recovered. I'm happy, I'm grateful. And he said, oh, what do you do? I said, I'm a teacher. I teach people who've got anxiety how to live their dreams, but I still struggle too. I've still got my struggles. I still deal with anxiety, but I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I feel like I'm lucky to be here. And I found God when I was in the mental hospital. I don't push my faith on other people, and he laughed, he liked it. I said, I'm not going to start preaching on you or pushing my faith on you, because I respect people. I wouldn't do it unless people ask me and they want it. And we respected each other. And he said, oh, that's interesting. And I said, you know, my life was amazing before. I had the breakdown, realized a lot of things about myself, realized that I was a good person, but I was selfish. And then, you know, then we opened up. I told him that I used to be a drug dealer in my 20s. No, at 19, I got arrested for drug dealing. I nearly went to prison and I didn't. And then, you know, then he opened up. He told me that he'd been to prison for drug dealing. I said, oh, I knew that. And he said, I knew that about you. And I said, you can just tell. You know, you can tell when you've come from the same background, and you ain't gonna believe it. Coincidentally, he lives in the same area that I lived on. He lives on the same road as where I grew up. So we had a lot in common, and I really respected that. Obviously, he's turned his life around, and you know, just great. Just amazing conversation. You know, I appreciated it, and it got me thinking about you know, all of you, what we're doing on this channel, this platform. Good to see you, Eric. How are you, mate? I just thought, wow, you can learn a lot from a person if you've got the courage. And I like that, you know, I like the fact that he asked me for my perspective, and I asked him for his perspective, and I learned a lot from him. He was very smart, and that was amazing. And he fixed my, the gas is working now. Yeah, that conversation was amazing. It's crazy. Is that a coincidence, or is that the work of God? I have no idea. What are the chances of the guy who comes to my house to do my, should check the gas meter? What are the chances that we grew up in the same area, lives on the same road as my mum and dad where I grew up? Obviously I've moved now. We've both been drug dealers. We both got arrested. We both stopped doing that many years ago, and we share a similar perspective on life. And we both, as soon as he came in, boom, no small talk, straight away, you know. Crazy, you know. He said he loved me. He said my energy's great. I said that made me feel really good. I appreciate from the heart. I said your energy's really good as well, and that's success for me. That is success. And people say, and it was authentic, and that's what inspired me to do this live stream, because he said we spoke about life. What is it people like? What do people don't like? What is it people searching for? Love. And he said, do you know what it is? I said, please tell me. He said, people love authenticity. And I said, you're right. He said, they love the energy when someone's authentic. And I said, that's true. And that's why we enjoyed the conversation. Now, I might not ever see him again. I may never see this gentleman again, but I'll never forget the conversation. And I'm sure he'll never forget the conversation with me. And I appreciate that. And that's not happened to me once. That's happened to me hundreds of times since 2017, after the mental health breakdown. So yeah, it's great to share that. Right, I've got to go now. That's the lesson. Just teasing. Yeah. So there is hope. You know, people can do it. So that happened. What else is there? What was I going to say today? Yeah, he asked me the question, why are so many men struggling with loneliness and mental health? And I said, well, I don't have all the answers, but I've got some of the answers, and I gave my opinion. In no chronological order, based on my own struggles of mental health, and thank God and keep the Lord blessing me, and overcoming these struggles on a daily basis. It's a daily battle, it's a daily fight. Even when you've got gratitude, you live in your dreams and you're successful, which I am, and you're helping people. One of the main reasons that men struggle is because of that inner voice in their head. The voice that we all have. A lot of men don't know how to deal with it, and they don't feel comfortable and safe to confess their anxieties and their intrusive, deep and dark, scary thoughts. So that is a big part of it. They feel unsafe to share it because they feel like if they share that with someone, the person might take advantage of them, might judge them and make them feel awful. It's pride, it's fear of showing weaknesses. But what I can say from my testimony in my life, because I confessed it out, and I told everyone. I told my mum, my dad, my brother, the doctors, the mental health workers, and I prayed to God. I said, these are the thoughts I'm having, and this is what is literally mentally killing me. And when I got them out, I started to get well again. So the solution is, men have got to find someone they trust, a space, and they got to get it out. And that's got to be a continuous thing. And that doesn't have to be done it doesn't have to be done with a therapist. You don't have to sit there and talk about all your deepest issues in that way. You can do that, and that can be correct. But they need friendship. They need other people, so they're not on their own with their voices and their thoughts and their anxieties. So praying and finding Jesus again really helped me to understand that, and having that bit more vulnerability. And obviously, I lost a friend to suicide, a dear friend, and I want to celebrate his life because he lived an amazing life and he was a great friend to me. And he has inspired me to face more of my fears and speak up on these matters and help more people. So it's an ongoing thing. And it's getting it out. And when another man knows that he's not the only one, that I have it, don't be fooled about the suit. Don't be fooled about the nice place that I'm in, which I appreciate, and the confidence. I have it. We all have it, and we need to stop being ashamed of it. We need to learn. We need to learn how to control it and how to live each day in gratitude. Tyson Fury has it. Tyson Fury has changed my life. He's one of the people that helped me. Tyson Fury is admitting it. So there's no shame. You have to admit it to get well, and then you've got to find a strategy to live each day to the best you can. Some days is really awesome. Some days the voice in my head and the thoughts and the anxieties are really calm, and I'm blessed, like right now. But some days I'm in abject fear and anxiety, and I feel frightened, and I feel lonely, and I feel vulnerable, and that's totally fine. And that's what enables me to not be ashamed, not judge myself, and not go and feel driven to go and commit suicide and take my own life. I also think that not everybody, but a lot of people in our society lack compassion towards men's mental health, maybe because they're scared, or they don't know how to deal with it, or their own selfishness, a combination of all. They're not quite giving enough compassion. I think that's because of where they're at in themselves. So that's something that I pray for forgiveness for. But I got to say, there are a lot of good people out there. There are a lot of men and women, a lot of organizations, there are a lot of therapists, a lot of teachers who really do care. And if that weren't true, I wouldn't be here now, because I got a lot of care. Lovely men and women that helped me, my family, quite a lot of you helped me and my faith. So, that's my testimony. That's part of my story that I want to share. But yeah, it's we know we have to accept that we all go through struggles. Like my dad has said many times, and my mum. It's not just people like me and you who maybe have been more vulnerable and prone to more severe mental health problems. Everybody has mental health. Everybody does. I mean, I've mentored doctors, I've mentored lawyers, I've mentored bankers, I've mentored people from all walks of life, all different professions, and not one of them hasn't had anxiety or mental health at some point. So it's all about, how can we get our mental health good? How can we maintain mental health? How can we have those close relationships so when we are struggling, we can confide in someone? We're not on our own, whatever age we are. I also want to make a point of saying as well, I don't want people to think and feel that I'm alleviating women. It's just as important, but I think today statistically it shows that men struggle a bit more, that men's suicide is higher than women. But when I was in hospital, there were men and women both struggling with mental health. And I've had, my close female friends, and I mentor women now. So both need to be treated equally. Both need to be looked after. We're both people, and I think we should love ourselves, look after one another, because it's a serious matter. So a conversation a day can keep the anxiety and the mental health at bay. It really helps when you've got no one to talk to and you're dealing with it and you're bottling it up. It doesn't take that much for someone to go, right, you know what, no one cares about me, no one loves me, I've got no trust, I might as well end my life. And that's not true. There are good people out there, but it takes a lot of courage. And so that was this kind of answer that I gave the gentleman, along with, I don't have all the answers, none of us do, but that's not an excuse that we keep searching and going. For me, faith helps a lot. So the daily discipline that I teach on all platforms, like going to the gym, eating a healthy diet, look, not judging yourself, doing the best you can, living each day, having things to do, cleaning your apartment, all these things help you to deal with that voice that we all deal with, or that anxiety or those negative thoughts. It's fear though, isn't it? People, in order to help someone, usually, if you want to do it from your heart, you've got to be honest about your fears. And that's why I try my best, I don't lie to people, my clients, and because people can be under the illusion that just because I'm confident and I'm a teacher and I'm in shape when they see me in a suit and I speak well, which I'm grateful for, that I don't have anxiety, I don't have struggles, and I do. And that's part of my ongoing challenge to manage my own mental health, which my faith and my belief in Jesus helps me to do that, family, friends, and then to help other people to change their life and live their dreams and build confidence and do the simple daily things like going to the gym and making friends and finding some peace and gratitude in their life. Yeah, you do feel a lot better. You do, because I think for a lot of men and young men, pride gets in the way. Their sense of identity, they feel like if they admit that they're struggling with mental health, people are gonna view them as weak, but it's not true. It's not true. You're at St. Paul's quote, amazing. When I'm at my most vulnerable, I'm at my strongest. So it's a real strength to say, look, I'm struggling at the moment. I'm a grown man and I need some help and I want to get well again. What is the shame in that? There's no shame in that. That's actually a strength, rather than saying, I'm fine, everything's going well, but inside you're suicidal, you're depressed, you're lonely, you're hurting. That's not fair. That's not fair on any